Today on Trump News Daily, President Donald Trump has just stunned the world with a bold and controversial announcement, threatening new trade tariffs on European NATO allies unless a strategic Arctic territory, Greenland, is transferred to US control. This latest development has triggered an international reaction and could reshape transatlantic relations. Let's break it all down. What Trump announced. On January 17, 2026, President Trump posted on Truth Social that the United States will impose a 10% tariff beginning February 1st on imports from 8 European countries: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands and Finland. He said the tariffs would increase to 25% on June 1st and would remain in place until a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. Trump argues that Greenland's strategic location and resources are critical to US national security. Trump claims Europe has long benefited from trade with the US without fair reciprocity and now wants a bigger stake in the Arctic, even if it means applying pressure through tariffs. European reaction. European leaders have reacted angrily and in unity against Trump's tariff ultimatum. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer called the move completely wrong and said he will pursue the issue directly with the US administration. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa warned that tariffs would undermine transatlantic relations and risk a dangerous downward spiral for cooperation. French President Emmanuel Macron declared that no intimidation will influence Europe's stand on sovereignty and has even urged the EU to use strong trade tools to counter possible US tariffs. European foreign policy chiefs also warned that dividing NATO could benefit global rivals like China and Russia. And many leaders stressed that if security is at risk, it should be addressed through NATO, not economic coercion. Why Greenland matters. So why is Greenland at the center of all this controversy? Greenland is a massive Arctic island currently governed by Denmark. It has strategic military importance due to its location between North America and Europe, and contains rich natural resources. Trump has argued that Greenland's position is vital to American defense systems, and that Russia and China are also seeking influence in the Arctic. However, Greenlandic and Danish leaders have repeatedly stated that the island is not for sale, and that its future should be decided by its people. European and Greenlandic populations have held public protests supporting sovereignty and rejecting US control. Global and political impact. This controversy isn't just about tariffs. It carries major global implications. First, a major EU-US trade deal has stalled due to the tariff dispute, creating uncertainty in global markets and affecting international businesses. Second, many view Trump's hardline approach as a potential rift in NATO, harming trust between the US and its European allies. Third, some European countries are preparing retaliatory measures, including plans for 93 billion euros in counter tariffs or restrictions on US companies if escalations continue. Inside the US, reactions are mixed. Supporters praise Trump's strong stance on national security, while critics argue that tariffs risk alienating allies, weakening diplomatic ties, and harming economic cooperation among traditional partners. What happens next? Here's what to watch in the coming days. February 1st, 2026. The 10% tariffs officially take effect. June 1st, 2026. Tariffs could increase to 25% if no Greenland deal is reached. EU response. European leaders are meeting to coordinate diplomatic and trade responses, potentially including major counter-tariffs or economic measures. NATO dynamics. How this tariff dispute affects NATO cooperation and Arctic security discussions remains a key question for global stability. That's today's biggest Trump foreign policy story. If you enjoyed this update, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Trump news daily. Comment below. Do you think these tariffs are a strong negotiation tactic, or could they damage US alliances forever?